watched Ava and Eli Forever together.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that commentary that's been put out before this, go watch that. And if you haven't seen Ava and Eli Forever, go watch that shit.
Please,
Yes.
watch it. It's so good. We got a quick Q&A coming up, guys. Are you excited?
I'm gonna drink more liquor though. For those of you who have seen previous commentaries, there's one particular commentary that I did alone, and I got so smashed, and you can totally tell. Maybe you need to go and watch all my commentaries and figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah!
That's on you. So it's not just raspberry vodka, it's vodka and
wine.
Jesus Christ.
And wine! Y'all, I'm not gonna... Okay, this is all I'm gonna drink for the rest of the day.
I gotta try some of this because this sounds wild. So I make my own wine. My own honey wine.
What?
Yeah. I've been meaning to make content about that forever, but I haven't done it. But, so...
Make wine?
Yeah, almost consistently over 14%.
Yo! Oh my god, you should have brought that and you could have plugged it in and you could have sold it!
I do have some brewing, but it's not going to be done till February.
Okay, tune in February!
Tune in February!
So I got some questions. Now, if you watched Ava and Eli Forever, you might have seen this. Ava's in there, but there's some extra room. So I put some questions in there. Here we go.
Are you similar to any of the characters?
Okay, so Ava is like this part of me that really wants people to like me.
I get that.
When I was younger, in the inside, I felt like Ava. I was like, oh my god, I think he likes me. Oh my god, does he like me? And then like I would be into like the most unavailable people. But I'd be like, oh my god, I have hope though. But I didn't express it the way Ava would express it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little like Eli as well.
Yep.
Very protective of myself. So then like I would do a lot of like, oh, I don't care. Like whatever. Like I just want to fool around. So I have a little bit of Eli and Ava, I think.
I would say the two characters that like I feel the closest connection to, Eli and Anne. For Eli, he's a struggling DJ. Like, he's not doing phenomenally. He does a senior prom. Like, he's not doing big shows and stuff like that.
We've all been there.
We've all been there, exactly. So that self-doubt of a performer and, like, not really knowing where you're heading. We initially wrote him, too. Like, he was considering just leaving it all together. And, again, that's something that I feel like a lot of creatives can relate to. With Anne, like... It does kind of fall into the same self-doubt stuff. I am a part of that nerd culture that's starting, like at this point nerd culture has gotten a lot bigger, but being somebody who's like, oh, well, are they gonna like me because of like the personality kind of stuff that I have? It's like a lot of the internal battles that those two characters have. I think I relate to specifically. I think externally I can maybe be a little Chaz, but like not as douchey as Chaz is. But like more like outgoing and things like that, and having that kind of like boisterous, like, oh yes, I need to meet people, I need to do this. But more internally, I'm more like Anne and Eli being like constantly doubting myself in that, but trying to portray Chaz of that confidence and not actually having it.
I have a question. Have you ever told somebody you love them but you didn't?
Ooh. In terms of like, because I think there's different kinds of love out there, right? There's significant other kind of love, and I think that's more what you're referring to. I said it in high school, and like, I think I said that in the way of like, well, yeah, of course, like, I love you, like, this is my first real relationship that I've ever had, so yes. But looking back on that relationship, that's not what that was. You know? What about you? I'll throw it back at you.
Yeah, I did that. I don't like seeing people sad. I don't like seeing people feel bad.
Yep. I've always been the person to say it first, though. So, like...
Yeah, I didn't say it first in this instance.
No.
In this instance.
No, usually if you're saying it and you don't think it, you're not the person saying it first.
But they look sad. Right? And they look sad, and they're like, oh my god, I love you. And I'm like, yeah.
I love you too.
I love you too. I love you too. I love you so much, bro. Like,
say it and not be lying, I guess, if you use a different version.
No, I was 100% lying. I I did exactly what fucking Eli did, okay?
Yeah.
So I get it. I understand his perspective. You don't want to see somebody else feel bad, like, and you're just put on the spot, and then you're like, I love you.
I 100% think that's like a thing that happens too, is when you are the first person to say I love you, you really are putting the other person on the spot. And if you are the person to say it first, be okay with them not saying it immediately.
Yeah. To like take the pressure off, because then it's like, okay,
just be like, I don't need you to say it. I just want you to know how I feel.
Wait, next, do you have any crazy ex stories? So if you didn't see the commentary, you did tell us crazy ex story.
I have more than that.
If they were watching this right now, what would you say?
I'd say,
why are you watching this?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because it's a good show. That's why you're watching it. But I'd say, like, listen, didn't need me as an excuse to move out of Massachusetts. You don't need me as an excuse. Another wild relationship that I had, again in college, because all of my wild relationships were in college. A woman who I had met on a dating app, but we had known each other because we were both in the drama dance school, but we met on Tinder. Or she messaged me saying, "Oh, you're not the only guy I'm seeing right now. Like, I'm seeing a couple other people. I wanted you to hear that from me first, but I want you to know you're the only person I've kissed out of any of them." And I'm like, okay. And then I have my friend, Lisa, if you're out there watching this, what's up? She was reading over my shoulder, and she's like, that's a bold-faced lie. She was telling everybody in the drama lounge that she was making out with all these other guys and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, cool. I'm ending this. And then she went to the event that I was hosting on campus with another guy trying to make me jealous about everything. So that was fun. Plus, the guy she was trying to make me jealous with was kind of a douchebag who preyed on younger women. So that was not the best person to choose.
I don't have a crazy one like that. There was this one time, there was this guy who showed up to my house, and I lived up with my parents at that time. So I really loved Batman, right?
Who does?
Like the Christian Bale movies, right? So then he got like a Blu-ray DVD of like
nothing wrong with Blu-ray,
like, right? Blu-ray? Like the kids are like, what's that? So he brought like and we were just not there. I'm like, why do you just showed up. You just showed up out of the blue at my house with a Blu-ray DVD. You don't even know if I have a Blu-ray DVD player.
Do you have a boombox?
No, but he might as well. He had like flowers and shit.
Wow.
And I don't know how to like act like everything's cool. Kind of like, thank you. It was just like so awkward. That's the first thing that came to my mind. We weren't even that serious, bro. If you're watching this, I hope you're doing okay though.
We love you.
Okay. Did you hold auditions or did you cast your friends? Self-taped, because I didn't feel like renting a room for auditions. Yep. Although when it came to Eli was really fucking important. So like when it came down to 2 people, did some scenes with this guy in person, just to see if like there's some chemistry. Yeah.
Self-tape to get the general idea, and then it's about the chemistry that they have with the Ava character.
Yeah.
So I think that totally makes sense.
Yeah. So, and there was another person too I had like retape to see how well they would take notes.
Which I'll say, like, because I was playing Chaz,
he didn't audition.
I didn't audition. Surprise! I took the role for myself.
I didn't audition either.
I didn't have like the chemistry experience ahead of time with Zora, but we did rehearsals. We did rehearsals, and I think it was like the brother-sister dynamic. Like I think comes across really nicely with the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Like I love their relationship as brother and sister, and I think the different heritage aspect of it just makes it a tighter like feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When it comes to casting, for me, unless it's super important,
it doesn't matter.
Unless it's so important that a person be a certain fucking like race,
I don't care.
It doesn't fucking matter. In this day and age, if you're not like comfortable with blended families or like if you're not used to blended families, that's your own fucking problem.
Deal with it.
Like it's just what it is. What it is. Like it's not something that needs to be explained.
Because the casting worked the way it did, it felt right, and she did an amazing job.
She did great
as Anne. And I think it worked. And if you don't feel like Chaz and Ann are siblings, then you have your own stuff to figure out.
All the other actors except for you came from the William Esper studio. I do like working with Visor trained actors. Just a fun fact. Oh yeah, you should. Ah!
I'm gonna reach deep.
Oh, that hurt!
Oh, sorry, Ava. My bad. Are there more episodes written and produced?
Yo, we have 4 other episodes written.
Yeah.
Produced? Nah. That shit's expensive, bro.
Give us money.
Yo, if you're gonna give me money to produce the whole show, I will fucking do it in a second.
We'll do it.
But I
love this show.
Yes. We want to pitch it. We want to pitch it to streaming networks, to networks and streaming services.
We pitched it to a few.
Yes.
But we want to this be a success on YouTube, and having it be a success elsewhere is going to help us have a case to networks to be like, hey, this is popular. People want more. If you like this show, give it likes, give it shares, get it in front of more people.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be able to actually get it made into a series that is on network television.
Yeah. I have other stuff. I have other pilots, by the way. For any producers that see my writing samples, yo, I got some, because I just be writing in my little dungeon. Anyway, I love the effects! Exclamation point. Did you like the process of VFX? Yes. Yes, I loved it. So it was interesting because some of the effects I've done in this are similar to some effects I've done in previous projects, but some effects were very new. Like that piano falling. That's fucking VFX. Like, that's a 3D fucking image. It's fucking cool. Mm-hmm. Something that I like to learn about too, because it also informs my next project, you know, because this isn't going to be the last project I do VFX for, let's be real, with the kind of shit that I write. Yeah. So like, everything that I learn from one project, I take over into the next project.
Like, I am fascinated by visual effects. Like, I am somebody who watches nearly every video that comes out from Corridor Digital. If you don't know them on YouTube, I mean, not a sponsor, but check out their stuff, because they really go in depth about like how VFX works and everything like that. They break stuff down for you, and I really like practical stuff too.
Oh
like,
yeah.
With the fan for the hair blowing and everything, like blending the two, both digital and practical together, I think is what makes really good VFX.
Yeah.
And makes it seem more realistic. Is like, obviously somebody can't fly necessarily, so you have to have some digital aspects of it, but adding the practical aspects, hair is a pain to try and do anything visual effects with.
And I think always when I'm looking at a script and I'm like, okay, like what kind of effects do we need? What can we do practically first?
Absolutely.
Because the VFX, like, it's such a cool process and all of that, but also it does cost a lot of money. First, what can we do practically? Mm-hmm. Like when it came to like Ava reappearing next to Eli, that was a practical effect.
That was just
that was camera. That was a good camera
cut.
And I knew right away that that's how I wanted to do it. So it's cool to know, to like see it in the cut right away, that something paying off, where it's like a practical effect happening, paying off in the edit before VFX. That's always so gratifying and really, really cool for me.
What was the process like with your co-writer?
Oh, yay! I have my co-writer next to me.
What's up? I'm right here. Hello.
Hey. Yo. So we started Already Taken a couple years before that, right? Like we had made Already Taken pre-COVID, right?
I want to say it was 2018.
When we were writing together, that we had like a little bit of similar sense of humor, a little bit, like in joke writing a little bit. I was in a point where I was like, oh, God, I want to like write something new. Like maybe I want to write with somebody else, like whatever. Casey came to mind, so I reached out to Casey. And I was like, hey, so I have this idea of like a ghost roommate. And you were like, hey.
I immediately was like, because that night, the night before she texted me, my wife had that dream that I had mentioned in the other video of her coming back and haunting me, like after she died. So like it immediately clicked of like, we were both on the same page of Supernatural. We were both on the same page of like
ghosts
and all of that, and it just really clicked there. And honestly, from my perspective, like, I think Jazmine and I write really well together. It feels very seamless of who's writing and who's like pitching and going back and forth and all of that. And this is not the first project we've done together, but it's also not the last project we've done together at this point. And it's so nice to have somebody who's pretty consistently on the same page of you, not only in terms of like theme and what we're trying to say with the piece, but with dialogue and everything too, like, and where the characters are, who these characters are. Like, it's just this really nice back and forth that I don't think I've had with any other like writing partner in anything. So it's really nice that we're like on the same page with all of this, you know.
Instinctually, sometimes like I'll take a scene or a dialogue.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Instinctually, you'll take something. Like if there's something that you're like, oh, I kind of see how this is going. You'll just go ahead and start typing. And then
that's what that seamless back and forth is, you know, like, oh, I know what the scene is. I know what it is. And then it's like the other person's reading through it as the other person's typing, and it's like, okay,
Casey
maybe we'll
fixes
make your grammatical
issues.
I mean, it's really nice because we're on the same page with who the characters are and everything like that.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for each person to take a scene, and it still sounds like the same voice throughout the entire show.
It's very rare to find that too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's a lot of ego. Sometimes I'll try to write with somebody and they're like, no. It's like this. It's like this. It's like this. It's like this. And it's like, it's not a back and forth. It's not a collaboration.
Jazmine's fucking hilarious. So like, it's not hard to be like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. That's so fucking
but
funny.
What's good is like we keep each other accountable too. Because sometimes you'll raise a question of like, I don't know if this makes sense because of X, Y, and Z. And then it's like, oh, okay, I didn't think of that. Let's kind of just talk through what this issue is, what this like plot hole is, or what this like sequence needs to be. And we just kind of like,
it's not even within that episode.
Loud.
It's not even in that episode. Sometimes it's like further down the line with what we have planned for the series as a whole. Like, all right, if this is our plan down the line, because we always kind of talk about what the plan down the line is before we even start writing whatever the pilot is.
Yeah, I love it. We're literally writing something else together.
We are. I'm so excited for that when that's ready.
Bra bra. Here we go. Favorite and least favorite part of filming?
Audio! It's hard to shoot outside and have the audio come out nice and crisp. And then having to do ADR at some points because the audio that we captured wasn't great. And then I think that's probably my least favorite part of filming.
Yeah, it's
audio.
It's a whole fucking process.
Yep.
My favorite parts of shooting this particular project was like the scene work that I did.
Yes.
Like a lot of it was before actually shooting, rehearsing on my own or rehearsing with my scene partner. Like I get out a lot out of that. Like I've always usually been an actor first.
Yep.
And also a writer. I feel like it's equal at this point for me. But like the acting and writing process is always like the most gratifying process. And anytime anything surprising happens, that's like good, right? Like when the coffee was thrown on you, that part. I mean, what was so
we
cool?
Wrote it and we
what's
loved
so cool about that is like you know what's gonna happen, but like seeing it, it's like oh, we even got a photo. There was this random photographer
who was in the coffee shop.
Who was in the coffee shop who actually got the shot of that very moment because we only did that once.
Yep.
And then my reaction to it, they got my reaction. I think my reaction was like, you know what's going to happen, but when it actually happens and we pull it off, it's so like, oh my God, this is why I do this.
Because I think I have favorite moment as a writer and favorite moment as an actor. As a writer, I would 100% agree with you. Seeing the things that you wrote down and seeing how other people are interpreting them and seeing it actually come to life is immensely gratifying. Seeing it something even better than I had ever imagined. I'm speechless with some of the actors that we got to be a part of this show. From an acting standpoint, like favorite part shooting is really getting to work with some of these other actors And like you said, the scene work that you were able to do, the connections that you're able to make, the chemistry that comes out on set and everything like that. I mean, personally, for this entire show, this episode, my favorite of the entire thing is the coffee shop where I am getting the coffee thrown at me. Because again, as a writer, I'm like, I've been waiting for this. So long. I want this to happen so badly.
Yeah.
But also like the legitimate connections that, you know, Chaz has with Anne, you know, like real connections that come across on camera and everything like that, and then seeing it up on the screen it's just immensely gratifying.
Ooh, I got some gas.
She's got some gas. She's got some gas.
Gas. Okay. Oh, your turn.
Oh, this is a long one. All right.
Oh, it's it. Okay.
Jazmine.
Yes, that's me.
That's to you.
That's me.
You write a lot of metaphors / commentary on an idea or experience. What are you trying to say there?
Oh, first of all, to the person who wrote this to me, thank you for noticing. Like, I love writing stuff that's like has like a deeper meaning, or I'm actually commenting on something, but it's like under the veil of like some kind of horror experience or like an over the top comedic thing. So thank you, person who did that. Love you. Thank you. Keep watching. Okay, so for me, you can answer this too. I feel like this is a commentary on like relationships, mm-hmm. of like how like I've been drinking a lot. Here we go. I found my thought. Here we go. So, okay. So I've known people who have like this like attachment thing where like they very much attach themselves to an idea or a thought or something that they feel like it's gonna like fulfill them, but it's not what that is. What the real issue is, what's really there, has nothing to do with the other person. It has to do with like how you need to grow and how you need to maybe move on. Come to terms with yourself and your own like thoughts, your own feelings, the person that you are. It has nothing to do with the other person. You go.
Okay.
Because
So with this show in particular, I can't say it to anything else that Jazmine has written necessarily. But what I was trying to say with this show is very akin to what Jazmine just said. Where do you find satisfaction in life, right? Are you finding it within another person? Ava is at the start of the series, as you're finding it with other people. With Chaz, it's where are you finding? You're finding it with money. You're finding it with the face that you're putting on for other people and how they feel about you. With Eli, it lies within success. With Anne, it lies within how one particular person feels about you. But at the end of the day, where you can find real satisfaction with your life is within yourself. And obviously, the pilot of this episode, nobody's really at that point yet, except for perhaps Joe. You really need to find that satisfaction within yourself, within what you're doing, and nobody else is going to be able to give you that satisfaction. And I think that is what this particular show is trying to showcase.
That's what I was trying to say, you guys. That's what I was trying to say, though, because, like, yo, this Cranberry Crush, though, like, it got me last time. Do you guys know those people who are, like, have those anxious attachment styles? Have you heard of, like, attachment styles? Do you have an anxious attachment style?
To certain things.
Anxious avoidant. I'm in the in-between one. I'm in both. I'm a good time, you guys. Anyway, let's keep going.
You are a great time.
Yeah! Why is she so attached to Eli? Was he really fire in those sheets? Yo! The person that wrote this to me, I love you.
I can tell you right now he wasn't.
Back to what we were saying. Like, you're trying to find something in another person, and like, you know how like maybe somebody is not that great in bed and you're just like, yeah, but he like makes me coffee or something. I don't know. Like trying to find these love kernels, right? You're trying to find these things that like give you esteem and like make you feel good about yourself. And this person's making you feel good about yourself. So even if that person doesn't have the D, I feel like he's selfish in the sheets.
Yes, I would say he's probably selfish.
I had to guess.
And I would say, like, in terms of what she sees in him, right? She's somebody who is never outside of a relationship in some way, shape, or form. Her personality is defined by the person that she's with.
Yes.
And she cannot stand to be alone because she doesn't have that self-confidence. Not necessarily about Eli at all. It's about who she is alone and how she doesn't feel secure as somebody who's alone. So, in death, that is the ultimate alone. It has nothing to do with who Eli is whatsoever. It has to do with how comfortable she is with herself. She's not in love with him.
She's not in love with him. Like, not
she
for
thinks
real.
she is. All right.
That's the last question.
Who's the hand at the window at the end?
Oh!
Can we reveal this?
No, we can't reveal it. But we can tease it a little bit.
All right. So, what I think I will say as a teaser to this is that within this the fiction of this show, and perhaps in real life, Ava's not the only ghost. Other people die, other people get stuck. That's what Ghost Grabbers is all about. So perhaps there might be somebody else who's watching what's going on.
Ava's really fun and interesting.
She's very fun and interesting.
I wonder if anybody would be like interested in watching that. I don't know, but
you're gonna have to like and share this whole like content video stuff, like the original show, all of our commentary stuff, and like maybe we'll get to more. I don't know.
We will.
Was that the last one? Oh shit! Okay.
We did it.
Hey!
Okay, so I am tipsy.
I'm very tipsy.
Honestly, I might actually put my Venmo in the caption. I have other content coming up, you guys. Like, it's gonna be really good. Everything I make is different from the last thing I made. So, like, please, be a supporter. And also, if you like Ava and Eli forever, like and share. Like we've been saying, if it gets into the right fucking eyes, like you never fucking know. Like Broad City. Amy Poehler happened to see Broad City, the web series, and then they got a fucking show. I love Broad City, you guys.
And if you like more of my stuff, again,
his stuff.
We got RP Jesters, and if you want to support my podcast at all, again, we are a tabletop role-playing, actual play podcast. We do 1 hour episodes that release every Monday. We have a Patreon as well, patreon.com/rpjesters if you want to support us monetarily at all in that, which you get bonus content and things like that, and discounts on our merch store if you want to check all of that out. So check it out.
Yeah. Okay, woo! Thank you guys!
Yeah!
Woo!
Cheers!
I'm Jazmine!
I'm Casey!
And
stay tuned for other shit that we're doing.
Thank you guys, bye!
Bye!
Hey, baby boy. I love you. And this song is for you. My love for you is like the most fragrant onion. It has so many layers and layers of my love.